There's an interesting thing about schools of thought. It goes back centuries where people gathered and learned together the different things that their mentors had taught them, their professors, their teachers, etc. Systems have been refined, the scientific method being the most brilliant observation from an evolutionized species, or at least it's been determined to be evolutionized by the observer, and the method created by this observation is now to the point of accepting universal truths on the wide spectrum of the universe. Now, brings to the point now of the current college crisis situation in the United States, at least in my opinion. This situation is that students are being taught not necessarily in a liberal or conservative fashion, depending on the school, but they're not being taught how to learn properly. It's the whole regurgitate what you just crammed, essentially, and the culture is promoting this or that, which is all free will and is good. No argument there. It is, though, that something as simple as speed reading, for example, that could be taught, that could expedite the learning process. And in this video, I'll bring up a few things about expediting the learning process. Now, when you're in class, what do? There's different various ways a pupil, a student, can learn in the class. Now, there's audible, tactical, essentially all the different senses and how you use your personality type to interact with your senses in the classroom setting with your peers. There's the communication style of the professor, if they're open-minded or closed-minded to dialogue, and very basically the function of the venue of how the instruction is taught. Anyhow, that's a different discussion. Back to speed reading. Imagine now you have a book in front of you. You read page to page, and there's different methods, they say. They say, read all the headlines, go to the back of the chapter, and read the defining questions and try answering them. Go back and through and sort and find those answers. They also suggest taking a highlighter and highlighting important points, if that's even possible at your university, if you have not had the ability to obtain a book that could be written on. It's different systems. The main point, though, is to figure out how you learn right off the bat and utilize the tools. First step, speed reading. And here's a little graph that shows it. You want to trace your eye movement with those lines and keep it in the margins. You can only do this with certain materials. You want white noise and binary beats. Anyhow, is to speed up the audio slightly in degrees with white noise and binary beats. Anyhow, is to speed up the audio slightly in degrees or frequencies, um, and benchmark your comprehension of it being read faster to you. There's a time of adjustment of comprehension to it being read faster to you, and the faster it is read to you and you comprehend it, you'll be good to go with your understanding of the material. Last part. Now, this one is a pseudoscience at its best. This was decades ago that it was an experiment, but to listen to audio tracks in your sleep and somehow your subconscious is to retain the knowledge to some level, and when you wake up, you recall this information. These are things I would not necessarily rely on before an exam, but are worthwhile. Keynote, back to the audio stimuli experiments. I mentioned binary beats, which is pseudoscience at best as well, and some claim it works. And the correlation there, if it does work, they say it's just placebo. I want to point out, and I will probably point out multiple times, it doesn't matter if it's placebo or not. If it works, it works. So placebo is not bad. And if white noise cuts out distraction, limits this ADD phenomena, that is very well for you as well. So, speed reading, books on tape, and audio experiments. Oh, a simple audio experiment, classical music. Do it simple. Just make sure you leave time to study, and school should be easier. These school thoughts and thoughts on schools. Just keep the wordplay to an A-OK situation. Geeky Gambit out.